Alright, this is the graph of the derivative, and we want to actually sketch the original graph. Okay, so this requires some careful thinking here. The derivative here is constantly 2. Okay, it's not changing at all. And that goes from all the way over here. So try to imagine right here is where it stops becoming a slope of positive 2. So what does a slope of positive 2 look like? It would look something like, I don't know, like is that positive 2? I don't know, maybe that's not steep enough. Slope 1 over, there we go, something like this. Okay, now that looks like a positive 2 to me. So this has basically got a, I'm assuming these are arrows there, but you could just, if you don't have to assume that, you could just leave this without an arrow. But this guy has a steep slope of 2, then all of a sudden it goes negative. Okay, now it is a slope of negative 2 right here, or it is going to be very shortly. Okay, slope of negative 2, but notice that the slope is becoming, he's negative right now, okay, but then he's going to become positive right there. So what does that look like? It looks like, it doesn't matter where we start here, but why not right about here? Okay, so this guy is undefined here on the slope, and then what will happen though is right there at 0 he's going to have a derivative of 0, and then the slope will become positive again. So this could look something like this. Okay, now I don't have to go exactly there, maybe I can go a little higher, but as long as the slope is 0, and then right there, okay, he'll become a slope of 2. So maybe that looks about 2. Okay, then it stops. Then it is going to consistently be a slope of 2 going forward. Now we don't know where exactly it is. We could go right here and just say that he has a slope of 2. We could have went down here and said that he has a slope of 2. Okay, or some kind of, as long as it's ballpark, okay, it doesn't actually matter where it is because we don't know where it is. Okay, we would have to take the antiderivative of this guy to get here, and that's, and that it's basically creates a field of possibilities. Okay, so this is one possibility, that's 2. This guy could have been here. Okay, this guy could have been here. Like, there's all kinds of different possibilities there, so just kind of keep that in mind. I'm basically just going to grade them however you draw them, okay, and I'll be real careful about that. There is a fly that's buzzing around my face. Wow. Okay. Okay, last one. We got all kinds of conditions here, and I do notice that we've got defined points there. We have a first derivative, and so we got 3 first derivative things, and then we got 2 second derivative things. Really 3. 1, 2, 3. So we got 3 different concavity things. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's divide these up. Okay. All right. And let's just get to the points themselves. F of 0 equals 0, and f of 4 equals 0. So those are given to us. So those have to happen. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the first derivative. Okay. And it looks like we're going from -8 to 8, but at it looks like the first derivative is positive if x is greater than 2 and x is less than 0. Okay, so it looks like 2 and 0 are kind of like my places of interest. Okay, and so we said that if it's greater than 2, it is going to be positive. Okay, if it is, and if it's less than 0, it'll be positive. Okay. Then the derivative is negative when it's in between those two. Okay, so we've worked with something like this before. So in between 0 and 2, we're going to have some action. It's going to go negative, and then at 2 is where it starts to go positive. Okay. All right. So then we can say that f of 0 is the same as, f prime of 0, and f that equals 0. Okay, so that's where the derivatives are 0, and that makes sense because that's where one was increasing, now it's decreasing, and it happened at those spots. Okay, so with that then, okay, here's the first derivative. Here's the second derivative. Second derivative, we have 1 and 4 of interest. Okay, so 1 is right about, it's in the middle there, and then 4 is over here. So let's do this. Let's put 1 right in the middle of 0 and 2. Okay, now if it is in between 1 and 4, this guy is supposed to be positive, so this means that he was concave up. Okay, then if he was less than 1 and greater than 4, he was actually concave down. Okay, and that's all that we can glean from this. We do know that if it goes from here to here, then at 1 was actually a point of inflection. Okay, so we got a point of inflection right here, and we got a point of inflection right here. And notice that right there, that is a point of inflection right there. Okay, so this guy's going to kind of do this. He's going to transfer from concave up to concave down. Okay, so we are increasing. We're increasing until we get to 0. So you can draw this however you like. But we are going to increase till we get to 0. And then what happens? We start to go negative. Okay, we start to decrease. Okay, but then at 1 is where the transition happens from concave down to concave up. So at 2 is where he actually starts to go up. Okay, and there's our point of inflection. Then this guy has to come back down. Okay, now we don't know any other information after 4, but that's pretty much it. And you could play around a little bit with this, like maybe have this come out a little bit higher. Maybe this guy could come a little lower and then come back up. This guy could shoot off a little bit higher. There's a little variation, but ultimately it's got to look like this, where this is a point of inflection and this is a point of inflection. Here's where the derivative is 0. Here is where the derivative is 0. And make sure that your concave up is there, concave down is there, and concave down, concave up, concave down. Okay? All right, that's it. There's one of those problems on the test. Actually, there's 2 that are similar to this. So just be really careful. One of them is going to be multiple choice, and then you'll have a graphing thing to sketch. All right? Good luck, everybody. I hope you have a good weekend. I won't be there for the test, obviously. I've said that many times, but I think you'll do just fine on this. All right? Good luck. See ya. Bye. Oh, if you are still listening, go ahead and put a star next to the next to your name. Put a star and a circle. Okay? If you put a star and a circle next to your name, I will give you 2 extra credit points.